Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, your wee mate Shane Todd. Before we get into this episode, let me plug the Patreon. Patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. We have everything on there. Possibly the last remaining tickets to our Patreon only event, Stars in Their Eyes or Your Eyes, whichever one it is. Which is it? There's yours. It's someone's eyes. Stars in somebody's eyes. We're doing that in the Limelight. There's going to be 700 sippers there. It's a standing only gig. It's going to be like a rock show. It's your favourite comedians. If you've been to see us do stand-up there before, it's all nice and seated. This is standing. Blood, sweat and tears. You'll taste it all. The last tickets for that being Patreon.
Also, we just hit 3,000.
We just hit 3,000 on Patreon. Boom! What a class milestone. Thank you very much to everyone for their continued support. When we get to 4,000, we're going to go to Las Vegas to record an episode of the podcast. This podcast, oh yeah, also ShaneToddComedy.com. Tickets, come see me on tour. I'm about to do a run at the Opera House again. Someone from the Opera House told me that I have now done the longest stand-up run solo in Opera House history, and the only people that have done it longer are Lauren Hardy and Morecambe Wise. Yep, and they're due.
Okay.
22 shows. Biggest run ever.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Also, but we haven't fact checked it. Also, we Patreon, ShaneToddComedy.com. I'm going to America, Canada, Australia, Dubai, and then we've got Liverpool, Glasgow, Manchester, and there'll be an Aberdeen show on there by the time this is out. We are sponsored by none other than Manscaped. You know these guys by now, these crazy guys over at Manscaped, dick and ball expert extraordinaires. They're magicians. See all the hairs you got in weird places? Now you see it, now you don't. They have these wild products, and I've just got this for the first time. The Handyman, okay? And I don't mean someone that comes around to fix shelves and have an affair with your mum. I mean this thing right here. It's a compact face shaver, and that doesn't just mean for you guys with small faces. William Thompson, I'm looking at you. I'm talking about, it's a small piece of kit, but it does a lot of big things. Look at this. What is this, a mobile phone from 1997? Of course it's not. It is a shaver. Whoa. Do your face right up with that. I'm taking this home. I'm going to use this. I thought this was sent for me specifically, but it wasn't. But I'm going to take this home. I like it. I like the feel of it. It's sleek. It looks like if I was on The Apprentice and I was designing a mobile phone, it would be like this. But this is not a phone. This is you shaving your face. Or, Dan, could you shave your arms with this if you wanted to?
You could give it a go, but
you give it a go. But
the Lawnmower
we don't recommend it.
Would be probably better.
Manscaped are the number one in men's below the belt grooming. They do absolutely everything you can ever think of. It's coming up to Christmas. Maybe you're doing a Secret Santa in work. Maybe you've got a hairy workmate. You want to get him some Manscaped products. Shouldn't have been looking at his dick and balls, but if he's too hairy down there, you get him the Lawnmower 4.0 with wireless charging technology. They have absolutely everything. They've got a great deal for our listeners, which is 20% off and free shipping using the code TEAWITHME. The link for that is in the description. These guys have it all. Beard balm, ball preserver, beard oil, beard conditioner, hydrating body spray, ball toner, a brush. What's that for?
I think that's to clean one of the, maybe the trimmer, the hedger.
Maybe for the hedger. You want to use that after. You can use that on yourself or a friend. If they look, scissors. What are they for?
Cutting things.
Cutting like what, your hair?
Yeah, sure. So.
Yeah. So they have everything. Manscaped.com. Use the code TEAWITHME for 20% off and free shipping. My guests on the podcast this week are two returning favourites. These guys randomly did the podcast last time together. I go, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It just works. It's like chalk and cheese. That's not the phrase. These guys are two of the best comedians anywhere in Ireland also. They are none other than Christopher Kent and Micky Bartlett, aka Chris Kent and Micky Bartlett. Please enjoy this episode of the Tea With Me podcast. It's good to have you back.
Thanks, Shane. It's good to be back.
And Chris, you've been touring, you've been on your travels.
Yeah.
Not as far as this guy. Mickey pops to Australia like someone going to an Apple Green.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just heading.
Just heading to Australia here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just telling us there.
It's,
Yeah.
I've gotten so good at going to Australia, I don't even wake up on the flight now.
Right.
Up on the way back, I'm a nightmare. This is funny, right? So the way I came back on Wednesday night, or got back Wednesday night, and I have a system for long haul flights, which I've talked about on many podcasts before. Right?
Can I try and remember? Is it 2 Jack and Cokes?
It's 4 whiskeys, 2 cokes,
All right.
right?
4 whiskeys,
4 whiskeys, 2
Cokes.
cokes. You just batter them as quick
In
as
that
you can.
order.
Yeah.
Not
You
even.
just,
As soon as you
not
get
even mixed.
As soon as you
Can
get
I get
on.
2 Cokes, please?
As soon as I can, they'll come over. I'll eat before I get on the plane, and they're like, "Do you want some food?" And I go, "No, can I have 2 whiskey and cokes?" And I'm like, "Right, no problem." And I've also, and this might sound awful, I've done it enough times now that I know what the category of how good the drink's going to be based on where the air steward's from.
So what's good and what's
Right.
going to be bad?
Black lady, you're not getting a strong drink, and you're getting a wee bit of side eye for hitting the bell, right? Japanese lady, you're going to get a good strong drink, and even though she's going to be annoyed about the fact you're hitting the bell, she's going to do it,
Right.
right? Filipino dude, my friend, you're getting hammered. You're getting fucking shit. Like, I'm over shaking it. He's like, "What you want for baby?" Like, so I flew from Perth to Doha, right, and did the 4 whiskeys, 2 cokes. Got about halfway through the first Fast and the Furious movie and went, "It's time for a wee sleep," right?
Yep.
Woke up 10 hours later, smashed it straight off the plane
Nice.
into
10
Doha.
hours straight through?
Just fucking pulled up, right? Got to the Doha
terrifying.
and fucking had to hang out there for like an hour, right? Got on the flight from Doha to Dublin, and I'm like, "I'll just do it again," right? So I got I've seen Fast and Furious that many times. I managed to go like that and get to exactly the point where I left off on the last flight.
Right.
It was like, "Whiskey and Coke, please," right? Smashed that. I had a bit of a cold, so I couldn't taste it.
So what nationality?
It was a black lady. She was a wee bit fucking. Here you are, right? Wasn't that much whiskey in it. And I'm looking at the Filipino guy like,
Yeah.
"Marry you."
I'm freaked out. Must be when you walk on a flight, see a Filipino man. Yes.
But then again, I've been on the flight that many times. I walk on the flight and they go, "Well, Mick," and I'm like, "All right, Sanchez, you know what to do." But so I couldn't fall asleep, right? So I'm just fucking hammering, and I watched 3 Fast and Furious movies back to back. 5's the best one, right?
Take your word for it.
Got off.
I got as far as 5 at all.
I also, by the way, in Doha, because I was drunk getting off the first flight and a wee bit hungover, spent £250 a pair of Hugo Boss aviators, right? Don't even fit me.
That's such a 2002 move.
Yeah, right.
Aviators, the
Get sunglasses. Yeah, I look like a pain.
I'd lose them straight
Yeah,
away.
man, they're awful. They're
Immediately.
fucking stinking.
Yeah.
And so I'm standing outside the airport, got my bags and stuff. I'm getting the bus back up home, and this guy came over and I don't want to do an accent, but he was a Pakistani guy, and he was like, "Hey dude, how's it going?" And I straight away,
Worst Pakistani
went,
accent
I know,
ever.
Well, I'll do it. "Hey dude," right? And straight away I'm like, "Oh, it's good to be home. This fucker probably wants a photo," right? Me in fucking aviators. And I went, "Dude, where'd I know you from?" And he went, "I was sitting beside you the whole flight. I had no idea he was there. I was that drunk.
Wow.
I didn't know I was sitting beside somebody." I was just watching Vin Diesel like, "Fucking yes!"
Now, do you have anything now for the bus?
Uh-huh.
You cracking anything for the bus?
Water, man, because I have to
Right.
drive when I get home.
Right.
Try to sober up.
Yeah.
Jay O'Reilly.
Big river rock.
That's your nickname.
Used to call me in jail.
That's your Native American name. Big River Rock.
Big river rock party.
I don't like. I know it feels like
Pakistani
we do a
people?
podcast,
Jesus, Shane.
we always talk about Australia, but see, I don't think I have a system for flying, but I do. I need to have my football magazine. I need to have just things set up a
Wee
certain
stickers,
way.
no?
No, not stickers.
Paninis, yeah.
You're thinking about Match.
Oh, that's sandwiches.
Oh, matchsticks. Yeah, paninis, yeah.
I read 442 now. More of the Gentleman's Football magazine.
Oh, of course.
But
yes.
I'll work out when I'm going to sleep.
No,
I
sorry,
do that.
just that is that one of those magazines that has a good spine on it? Or is it a, yeah?
Oh, good spine.
Like a sort of an Empire,
And
Esquire type of...
It'll come plastic wrapped,
Oh.
so you might have a pull out there as well. So you're getting
Okay, yeah.
Is that why it's wrapped in plastic? So you can wipe it down?
Yeah. What's the nose sitting next to you?
me just blowing the load over Gabriel Batistuta.
Bless you.
I have a wee system. But you're we'll talk more about Australia.
So what's you football magazine and...
Snacks. I bring food from home for the flight.
Good shout.
Do you not get the food on the flight at all?
I
Do you not
probably
like it?
can't eat it, so
Yeah.
I'll bring. And I know certain parts of Dublin Airport where I can get various things. I'm
Yeah.
not just going. I go to this shop from a porridge, and
Yeah.
then I go to Holland and Barrett to get the wee sachet almond butter.
Yes.
So I'll team them up together. I know where to get different stuff. Very efficient. I'll get a wee bit of chocolate from Boots.
Nice.
Leave me to it. Basically, like
Aye.
I'm not going to sit in the airport and have a drink with you. I go. You have your drink. I need 40 minutes to
right.
get round, get those free waters, you know. Suggested donation, €1. Yeah, right.
Do you know what I recommend for a good long haul flight? A good face mask.
On a flight.
I'll flip a wee face mask out at some point as well and fucking Hannibal Lecter it.
Imagine waking up and then being a wee
I know.
Pakistani guy waking up and turning around to Mick. Just
I was thinking, like, when you wake up, I've been asleep that long, Fast and the Furious 4 is playing.
Yeah.
It's all dried in. And I'm like, glad ace.
I love a good face mask, man. They're
Unreal.
absolutely brilliant. Terrible eyelids, you see. Shocking.
Ah,
I can still see you now.
that's my
Oh, they're very bad. I'm awake, man. Little asshole of light coming in the door and I'm done for the day. Like,
Right.
it's very annoying. Very
Um,
annoying.
it's something when you're younger you don't have the confidence to put the face mask on, and then there's a point in life where you realise I'm going to
Oh,
wear
absolutely.
a face mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what's upsetting me is the best face masks are made for women.
Yeah.
But they're too small.
Yes.
And the men's ones are.
What do you mean for your face?
Yeah, like because they're
So
bigger heads.
Your mouth would be, you know,
It
the
does.
eyes and mouth are too close.
It'll stop about there on me, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
about my wee fucking Mercedes bits?
Yeah.
You see, the thing is now, I got one, my wife got me one, but she brought it back from a hen party. So there's a big cock on it.
Class.
So that's funny. And I had that for ages and I lost it. And I
You
really,
relaxing?
Funny
I
enough,
really enjoyed it. Like,
Aye.
it was like you can't sleep on your back or anything. Cause
Right. My ex got me one from a.
You may suffocate on it.
There's a zip in it now.
zipping. But it was it was one of the most comfortable ones I've ever had, and it was just the texture and the fibre of it and all.
Yeah.
Just had the cock, obviously. Yeah. The problem, you know.
Give you something to play with.
Yeah.
Balls?
But if someone breaks in, like they're not gonna like they take a look at you in the bed,
Balls on it?
straight back out. Yeah, but like it looked like one ball. You know, it wasn't really the
Balls
detail-
on your eyes
I
as
just-
you sleep.
respect.
Yeah, the detail wasn't amazing now, but
Yeah,
you'd know
yeah.
it was a cock.
Yeah. Oh, you'd know for sure.
It's like someone drew this thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It was the fabric version of a drawing of a cock.
Aye.
And yeah, just
tapestry?
kind of flappy. Yeah.
Sippers, let me take literally 1 minute of your time to interrupt the Tea With Me podcast. This episode of the Tea With Me podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp make professional therapy accessible, affordable and convenient. They're three great things. So anyone struggling with life's challenges can get help anytime and anywhere. You don't have to go to a place. You can be in your own house. You can be you can be on your landing. You can be on some stairs. You can be in your conservatory if you're lucky enough to have one of those. This time of year can be challenging for all of us with the upcoming pressures of Christmas. A lot of stress comes along Christmas. It's a magical time of year, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on. Whether it's financial pressure, work-related, or just general life stuff. Therapy can give you the tools to deal with the stress and challenges we all face. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries at work and with family and friends, which is really important with Christmas, I guess. It can empower you to be the best version of yourself, and isn't just for people who've suffered major trauma. You know, I think here is a part of the world, at home I'm talking about, where, you know, you wouldn't traditionally see therapy as an option for wanting to talk to someone, wanting to work through some stuff. But BetterHelp provide a great way to do that. And it's not like, you know, you be on your way to speak to a therapist, someone goes, where are you going? You feel embarrassed about it. You're just in your house having a cup of tea and a biscuit. You can find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/teawithme today to get you 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/teawithme. The link is in the description. Let's get back into this episode. How far into your tour are you, Chris?
This will be my 4th week now. So
Okay.
yeah, up and going.
It's a fucking big tour as
Delighted.
well, isn't it?
I know. Thank fuck.
70
time.
dates, did
Thank
you say?
fuck. 70, yeah, 70 keeps going.
Jesus.
Oh, it's great, man. Because this time last year, I was shitting myself handing my notice in at the job. Like, you know, I was like, I don't know if I can do this stand-up fucking shit again, like, full time, you know? So, genuinely blown away and having a great time.
Unreal.
Where's surprised you? Like, where's somewhere you put on the tour and went, this isn't going to sell, and it did?
Here, probably.
Oh, okay.
Here, in a way, yeah. Because Mandela, we were talking about it last time, and it went, and then they put on another one, and that's going. So I was like, that's probably a big surprise. Waterford as well. Theatre Royal in Waterford. I went from a little dinky to a big, nice, beautiful theatre. Like, you know, it's just a different style of life, like, isn't it?
I wouldn't know when I'm
Dolan's
still doing
as well.
clubs.
80 seats. I'm still doing clubs as well. 80 seats in Dolan's, and then I went up to like the kind of cool rock venue, 250, and we're doing a couple of them now. So
Class.
it's just brilliant.
Unreal, man.
Like, yeah,
Deadly.
Adding the show, you'll know with Waterfront, adding the show is the best thing.
and the show is brilliant.
Yeah. It's brilliant if when you're because you're refreshing the whole first day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you see a lump go the first day, you go,
Yeah.
I'll be alright.
Yeah.
But it's,
See-
it's that panic of like, what if no fucker comes to this one?
Yeah.
Adding a show is the first time I've ever had to do it. So I'm adding shows. Like last year, I was subtracting shows. Do you know what I mean? For my tour, I was literally going, we haven't sold enough tickets. Can we put you in a smaller venue up in town?
Yeah.
That happened to me in Kilkenny, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. And the gig was brilliant, but no, it's fucking gone the opposite way. So it's class.
You deserve it too, man.
Oh, cheers.
Good to see it.
Do you know anyone in Birmingham?
I knew 6 fellas lived there for a while.
Because that
Wee troubles joke for you. Never forget. They did nothing wrong.
I'm not selling
their
in
names?
Birmingham. I'm not selling there. We're not doing
When-
great
when
in
is that,
Birmingham.
though?
We're not
When
doing
is
great in
that?
Cardiff.
But
But 2 weeks.
Birmingham is a small enough room, though, isn't it? It's like 150 or
The
something.
Glee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it the main room you're in there?
It's the main room. Mate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, it's
Didn't
weird
know
'cause
there was a small
it's
room.
a strange thing. 'cause
I'm
I-
in a small
being
room.
that.
I know
Right.
there is.
I haven't, and I don't ever word speak. I've never toured around the UK. I'm planning to do that later next year, I think. But I always
That's
thought
mad to me that you haven't done that.
It's crazy. Yes. Well, no, it's just I've never really. I've done clubs. I've done all the clubs over there and stuff, but I've never spent enough. You know what I'm like with self promotion? I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
But I know that Birmingham's. That's where we get our biggest listenership for Deck Chair and Yums.
Oh, okay.
2 fellas.
Yeah.
We're like, take us this by storm.
Yeah.
That's weird though, because everywhere else is going grand for you, isn't it?
Most places, like some of the American ones, you look like. I get that it's people probably buy late there because there's so much on. You
Yeah.
know, so much like variety of shows to go to. There's one that has sold 0. And it
Where's
holds
that?
60, LA.
When is
It'll
that?
be alright now. It's busy.
It's in November.
Ah, sure, that's great.
It'll be
yeah.
fine, like, and
Yeah.
so it's only 60, but I don't know if you ever get to a level where you look at a spreadsheet of what you've sold and you're just totally okay with it. Like,
Yeah.
you panic about all of it.
Palpitation.
Because even those shows that are sold out, there still might be 40 or 50, or even depending on the size of the venue, you could be a couple of hundred. It still counts as sold out.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
going fucking green dots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the green dots. That's all you're trying to do
Aye.
is just get rid of the green dots.
You start being like, can we sell the disabled ones or what's correct? Yeah. Will I do that?
People in wheelchairs are going to have to fucking just...
Yeah, just
you know,
stand.
They're just grand now. It's tough shit. They should have been fucking quicker.
You've already
off.
got us. You don't
Should have
need
been quicker
two.
off the mark. You know, you've got handy parking outside. You want the good seats. Listen now.
Do you always stay at home when you're turning around Ireland and stuff? Do you always
Yeah.
bounce back to home or do you stay where you're playing?
Try and go home as much as I can. I'm staying here now, and I'm in Dublin tomorrow night, so I'm staying in Dublin. But I'm doing driving most of the time. Most of
Yeah.
the time I'm driving home. Just to be
I
back.
like the tour
Yeah.
driving. It
Yeah.
gives you time to think about the shows
Yeah.
and you see different
Yeah.
wee garages and all. Wee service stations.
I've a few times I've like given the support act a lift, and halfway through the drive home, like, wish he went by himself. 'Cause
Yeah,
I can't be
yeah,
arsed talking.
yeah.
I just can't be arsed talking. I've just
Yeah.
you've done like an hour and a
We've
half,
talked
whatever.
about everything, yeah. Connor's on the road with me now, and we've talked about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's...
It can be good.
But
too,
that's
though,
all right,
if-
though.
if you get-
We're
if you-
fine with that.
Right.
Like.
If you get that
The way down's the best
aye.
when you have other people in the car.
Yeah.
It's all cool
Bit
to
of
talk
a
about the
buzz.
show. And like you say, like on the way back, it's like,
You calculate what time you're going to get into bed and what time you're going to have to get up.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, when did I eat? Can I eat something else?
Yeah.
Do you, so you're going back to Australia again in December? Mm-hmm. You're always just nipping over. I
Just
love
nipping
it.
over, man. I love it out there. Like it
Yeah.
is just like I don't know if I'd ever move because I don't know if you could really make a living as a stand up.
It's too
always-
too
it's just
spread
too
out,
spread
isn't
out.
it? It's too
I know,
spread
but
out.
even like in a big city, you would be working every night.
But a lot of this fucking stuff you're not getting paid for it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? There's a lot of that like because it's like
So even if you did, like their equivalent to Lavery's or something, you might not be getting paid for that. Or?
no, if you're doing like the professional clubs, you'll be getting paid for them.
Right.
But a lot of them will be doing like their weekends are busy, but during the week they'll have new material nights where it's just trying stuff out.
Yeah,
Right,
what was
right.
that one in Perth called again? The main one.
Comics Lounge, is it?
Yeah, that's a nice old club.
Yeah, it's
isn't
great.
it?
It's a great wee club.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going back out. 3 shows, the 14th, 15th, 16th, or 15th, 16th, 17th. I can't remember, but it's like Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney.
Nice.
So and that's going to be like just 3 in a row,
That's your
Yeah.
tour show
So,
then, is it?
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
your tour show? Unreal.
and then going back out, I'm going to do the Perth Festival in January. So
The
if you're in
whole thing?
Perth, I think I'm just doing a week.
Nice.
But I'm going to do spots the first week, and just do compilation shows, and then my show will be the second week.
Nice.
Which I think is the best way to do festivals is not do the whole run anymore.
Speaking of festivals, you both seem to really enjoy the Fringe, which is mental. You never get 2 comedians who are like, "No, I had a great time."
But yeah,
You know,
it's-
one person had a great time, one person hated it. But
Yeah.
nearly everybody this year I spoke to loved it.
it felt like a very different Edinburgh this
It
year,
was
didn't it?
great. I did half of it. Did you do half? Or did
I
you
did
do
the full thing.
Yeah, I did half. And I was ready to stay on, you know. That's how
Yeah.
much I was enjoying it. I was like, this is actually fucking great, crack.
Yeah, I had
Probably glad I left as
Do you
well.
think part of it is not that you go, I'm going to sell loads of tickets, but
Yeah.
you now are at a point where you go, there will be people at the shows.
Absolutely.
You know,
That's
so
a
that takes a
massive-
huge pressure off it.
massive factor. That's the first time it ever happened for me. But I made a decision before I went anyway, and before it was selling or anything. I said, I'm not flying. I don't give a shit. I'd rather play it to 20 less people and have a better time every night of the week.
Yeah. Man, I had the same. I usually flyer the same as you. Be flying 2 hours before the show.
You're flat out.
Your head is gone then.
Absolutely. And I always thought it was. I used to think it was a good thing because it got you sort of prepped for doing the show. But this year, my venue was just slightly outside of. It was just past the Pleasance.
Yeah. Oh, it was over there by. I know. Yeah, just the tonic one over there. Yeah.
So there was no footfall. So it was like there was no point going into the big sort of hubs, the flyer to go. Do you want to walk?
And then
10
give
minutes
directions.
This way?
Yeah.
So it wasn't going to work, and I had a fucking ball.
Yeah.
Just turning up 10 minutes before the show.
Yep.
And whatever tickets you sold that morning, that's what you had that night.
Yeah. Same.
And
You're
at
at peace with it as opposed to. And there's no green dots really in Edinburgh, sure there's not?
No green dots.
There's no green dots, that's the thing. Because when you're flying, that's the thing. You've 2 hours of just frantically trying to fucking hand flyers out.
Yeah.
Then you get there and you go, how many was sold? And then you find out your flyering did nothing.
Yeah. So two returns.
Yeah.
That did happen to me once. I swear to God.
Lady over there.
I got a 3-star review one night and I flyered a guy and he was like, oh, I've already got tickets. And then he went, oh, mate, I just read the review of the show. And he fucking took his ticket back.
What a dickhead.
The last time I was flying was Pleasance Courtyard doing a show, and I had like my poster was a class that year. It was a real stylish poster, and I was sort of like, it was a picture of me, but it had been an effect had been put over it. Sort of looked a wee bit computer.
Was that Sick Bro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember it was
that poster?
red, and it was like it looked drawn, but it was a real image. And I flyered a girl for the show, and she was standing there with her husband and a couple other couples, and she went, might go to this guy's a bit of alright or something, and I'm laughing being like, yeah, good one, and she's like, oh yeah, who's he? And I'm like, it's me, and she went, no, and the whole group started dissecting the image and then me and being like, nah, that's not. Your cheeks are a lot more gaunt than that. And I had to listen to them just.
Great.
You're like, the show's about Crohn's nearly died.
Yeah.
Just trying to get into character here.
I had it once one year with me and Kai Humphries to save money had double-sided flyers.
That. Yeah, I remember that.
Man,
you were living with me that year. I
that's
think.
right. Yeah. And every day I'd be out like flyering for the show. And they go, oh yeah, what's the show about? Oh, Kai Humphries, I love him. And I'm like, fuck me. That was a disaster.
Yeah, I don't. I couldn't see myself doing it. As well as that, there's like a bit of mystery taken away or something when they've like met when you're the guy doing it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I used to think it took care of the crowd work, but then this year coming in and actually doing crowd work, you go, oh, this is way more fun.
Yes.
Every day is like, I had a guy one disaster. Well, not a disaster. It was just like second or third day in, and there's a guy in the front row, right, the dead center, and I was like, what's your name? And he went, Clint. And I'm like, fuck off. And the guy went, ask me my second name. And I'm like, no, it isn't. No, it fucking isn't. And he pulled his ID out, and his name was Clint Eastwood. Right?
No.
Swear to God.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, who are you with? And he goes, my wife, Tina. And I'm like, well, what's her second name? Turner. Fucking. And immediately I was like, I don't have a camera for this show. I need to get a camera.
Can we do it again?
Went out, spent $1,000 on a camera, right? The rest of the month, what's your name? Paul, nothing. It's like fucking nothing else happened the rest of the month.
Dub it, man. Just dub it.
My name's Elton. What's your surname? Smith.
Turn the volume down and just put Clint.
Anybody in here called Bruce Wayne?
Elvis O'Hanlon.
That's the guy from City Centre.
That's Jelvis, mate.
Oh, Jelvis, sorry.
I was going to ask about the Australia and going back over. I love it, and I'm going back next year. It's so class.
Aye.
But what I like is your wee, because you know you don't put a lot up, like you say, but self promotion. You're out there, you put some stuff up, but I love to just catch a wee glimpse of what you're getting up to out there.
Yeah.
And I like it when you, maybe not like an extravagant purchase, but when there's something you do, and I can just picture your face doing it, like you're a real expensive hotel room.
Yeah.
For one of the night.
Oh,
I love knowing you're doing wee things like that. And I picture you with your wee gin swanning around.
How'd you go? How'd you go? Like, was it a proper
5-star?
5-star?
It's a 6-star hotel.
It's him and that wee Filipino man.
Neither did I. I had fucking no idea.
Mickey and Sanchez.
And, there was a whole crowd of us went out for just a fucking birthday party. And because the dollar's weak at the minute, it was about 200 quid. Yeah. And I was like, I'm buying dinner, folks, don't worry about it. But it has electric fucking curtains.
Oh God! You press the button from the bed.
I had so much fun just standing in the nip drinking. And then I went down to the pool and looked up and realised that the windows aren't fucking. You can see in. So like, there's just families were looking up and there's me and my wee todger out like, you know, you can't see me. They fucking could.
Oh, you thought it was tinted or something.
could see right in. I was like, fuck, I was doing some really weird shit to myself.
badly timed me wank there today.
Just a pair of £250 Hugo Boss glasses.
Yeah. Drinking the mini bar and all. Yeah.
Sanchez serving you up.
Can you bring Sanchez up again, please?
Anything else out there? Like anything you splashed out on? You just went, I'm going to, a wee treat to yourself?
I went to like an outlet centre in Perth. It's all like fucking designer brands.
That'd be my downfall.
I went fucking apeshit.
Say me and you have been there together.
Oh my god, massive shoes. So I went a wee bit silly there. But again, it was that cheap that it wasn't like...
Yeah.
It looked like loads of stuff, but it was about £200.
Yeah.
Can I admit something to you? Mm-hmm. I bought a lot of clothes recently from Crows and Clothes from Marks and Spencer's.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have seen myself doing that a few years ago.
It's your age, man. It's
I
happening.
know, but I've given into it.
Yeah.
And I've gone,
Cardigans.
some knitwear type stuff, some like quilted jackets I would describe them as,
Yeah.
but I've given in.
I bought a 14 tall duvet yesterday.
That's thick.
It's thick. It's a thick
I don't
boy.
like a thick duvet. I wouldn't think. I like a thin duvet in the window.
Too hot, or would you be
I don't know. Remember, I feel like it's king size too, so I feel like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be a big burrito on the bed.
I
Like.
could see you
Smother.
burrowing into
Yeah,
that.
yeah, proper.
I could see you getting in like you know when they look at like animals like in a net. I could see you under the whole
Yeah,
duvet.
yeah. Wake
You
up
don't-
like a mole.
yeah, yeah.
Just vape straight
the
away.
head out.
Yeah, that's me trying to find my vape in bed. Just fucking prairie dogging. That's something else.
So two Mandelas, Chris. Like
Yeah.
that's it's
There's only one
almost like
Mandela, he's dead.
it
Sorry.
used to be. It used to be acts here couldn't really sell tickets, and anyone visiting almost from anywhere outside of Belfast could, and
Really,
now
yeah?
it's gone the
All right.
other way.
Yeah, it's gone the other way. Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
almost like a huge testament that you come up here all the time, but you're
Yeah.
not based on the Belfast
Always up
scene,
there. Yeah,
but the audiences are coming to the shows and showing the love and that kind of thing.
yeah.
That's all. That's nice to be coming over to be part of a scene here and there,
Yeah.
but just being treated like a local
Yeah, it's
comic
class,
as well. If you know
It's
what I
You're
mean.
also undoubtedly, I've said it before, undoubtedly the best comedian in Ireland.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no fucking question about it. Like,
Ah,
Yeah.
I'm so fucking happy for you. It's good to see.
it's a good buzz, man. It's a massive relief, to be honest. Like, you know, it genuinely is. And I haven't gotten paid for any of my shows yet, so it hasn't really sank in.
Hate that.
Yeah.
You know,
The
I'm like,
settlement?
yeah, the tickets are gone, but
Yeah.
It's
I'm
that
waiting.
thing too, though.
I'm
That,
waiting.
do you know that fucking? I'm sure you've had it as well. But like, I definitely had it when I did the Waterfront last year, and that was my biggest,
Yeah.
biggest show I'd done. Went fucking great. And I always talk about this as well. I remember walking off stage, and as soon as the lights had faded, my brain went, "You have to do that again." And you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Do you know that the idea of at some point you think the credits are going to roll? It's going to say
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
end, and you're like, "I was happy for the rest of my life."
Yeah, yeah,
And it turns
yeah.
out your brain's like, "Do it again, cunt." You're like,
Yeah.
"Fuck,
Yeah, yeah,
put
yeah.
nothing up there."
Yes. I'm saying to Chris before this, I hate that my tours spread out this year. I like back-to-back nights. Just go get it done.
Yeah.
I like feeling really sharp. The
yeah,
break
in the groove,
between.
like.
Yeah.
'Cause I did Derry a few weeks ago, but it feels like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing Opera House on this Monday, but it feels like
You're
it's been
panicking,
months since I've
thinking
kicked.
you forgot the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna watch myself.
You're
from
you're
Derry
at the Opera House on Friday, aren't you? 13th?
Yep.
Because I'm in the Waterfront. Do you know,
People have been asking
do you
me.
know there isn't a hotel room in Belfast?
Yeah.
Fuming. Can't get a hotel for my own fucking gig.
Are you serious?
Swear to God.
Well, people have been saying I'm going to both because I'm doing early and late,
Aye.
and they're going. I'm going to your early show. Don't know if I'm going to see Mick, and I've been saying you'll not be on until about 8:30 or 40.
4 to 9 probably.
Perfect.
So, yeah, because somebody
What a
messaged
d- what
me.
a
I was
day
like,
people are gonna
it
have.
works out
What a-
perfectly. It's a good job we've got the same promoter in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just go see Shane's, then fucking
No, the other way around. Oh yeah, yeah.
Aye.
No, yeah,
for your early one.
yeah.
What time's your late one?
9. They couldn't do both.
Aye, I could
You have
do
to go to my early and your show.
What if we just put,
Just do it
put a
somewhere-
phone up and FaceTime
somewhere in
it?
between
Just
Victoria
yeah.
Square,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
just under your big.
Just me and you do it
14
over
tall duvet.
Zoom. We go do now. Right, do that bit. Right, I'll wait.
Where are you looking forward to most, Chris, on your tour?
Looking forward to Vicar Street on Saturday. Fucking, I'm filming it and it's sold out, and I'm like just really buzzing about that one.
Yeah.
Where else am I looking forward to? Yeah, I'm looking forward to a few now. There's a couple of other big ones. The Dolans have been great, and we're doing it again.
Limerick?
And, oh, it's class.
Never gigged in Limerick.
It's a real rocker type of venue, like, you know, and it's just like proper. Feels like a proper comedy club, but you're doing a show there, like, you know what
We
I
were
mean?
talking before about Spirit Storm and
Oh, it's
Unreal.
unreal. Oh, it's so
Fucking
good.
great. I
Just-
did it on a Sunday night, which shouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
I
Right.
drove home like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
me
people
too,
come from
yeah.
everywhere to go to. People from Newry, people come from like Drogheda, places like that.
And
there's
you also
good-
you get
good
people going
atmosphere
who
in
haven't
there.
seen you before as well.
Yeah.
There's a cracking wee apple green there as well.
Oh, we Applegreen's great.
Oh yeah,
The mini
one with
one?
the Burger
Yeah.
King and stuff. Is
Oh,
it? That's a great one.
It's
yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
They don't. You can walk in and out. They don't make you go to the hatch and.
Yeah.
Even
find
late.
someone
What time
around.
are we
Yeah,
chatting
yeah,
here?
they were late enough
Post gig?
there. Yeah. I was left in there before, after a gig, definitely. Anyway.
I hate the apple
hate
green
the
hatch.
hatch.
I won't do the hatch.
Yeah, I won't do it.
Yeah,
Won't
I'll
do
drive
hatch.
on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel bad for the guy as well.
Yeah,
When people go to do their full shopping there and he's walking about.
yeah.
I hate a I
Yeah.
won't do a
I
hatch.
don't
It's
like
when,
the
when you're driving into Applegreens and, if you're just thinking to yourself, if I can see them up, I'm going to keep driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You see them up in the door, you're like, it's closed, man.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah. What's your like your tours, say you're in Belfast today.
Yeah.
What are you doing for the hours before the show? Are you eating? Are you walking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check around, see if I can get a bit of nice food. I'm staying in Belfast tonight. Myself and Connie have a little apartment together.
Oh wow.
So we're staying over. It'll be a bit of crack
Right.
because we've been driving every night. Like, go for a bit of breakfast in the morning, back down to Dublin. Then I suppose
Pint after, yes or no?
maybe, I don't know. I don't want to be sick, man, for tomorrow, especially
Right.
for Vicar Street. I can't do
don't.
it anymore.
Please don't.
Swear to God, I had a couple of weeks ago. After Waterford Theatre Royal Waterford, I think I had like 4 pints of Guinness after the show, and I'm not messing. I was fucking dying for about 3 days.
Yeah.
I can't. It's so inconsistent with me now. I have to. I'm suicidal. Like, I
Just want to hear something that might scare both of you. I don't even like
Do not
the
say
thought
you're
of
off
drinking
it.
anymore. I'm not off
Are
it.
you kidding me?
But I couldn't be arsed.
Yeah, but I'm the same. That's the
couldn't
way.
be arsed.
That's the way I'm going.
Swear to God.
Because I didn't drink for like 6 years, and I went back on it. And it was great.
Yeah.
And then it's just slowly now these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm messing
We're
around.
getting older, fellas.
I'm
Do you know what I
messing
mean? That's
around
just
with the averages, and I'm going, 4 pints should be fine. And I mean, like, properly.
But 4 pints is, you need to go straight for 8.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's two.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not even joking.
You're probably right. 3 or 8. It's
Yeah.
probably 3 is the cutoff.
Yeah.
I do you know what? It wasn't even a violent hangover. It was a low-lying, horrible, shitty anxiety for 4
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
I'd rather have been puking my guts up until 12 the following morning rather than what I had.
Aye.
Yeah.
And everything was a massive deal to me. Do you know what I mean? Spilled a bit of coffee on my fleece. There was a smell of coffee on my fleece. That was a massive concern for me for a
Yeah.
while. I was properly panicking about that.
Mick, if you're the booze industry is not.
Oh, man,
But
I'll
it's
never
not
recover.
gonna like hearing
It's not going
this.
to recover at all. Like.
Are you calming down then, or what are you doing? Or are you just?
No, I'm taking edibles instead. They're great.
Yeah.
In Australia?
No. No, I've just kind of like, to be honest, what happened was I lost a load of weight in Edinburgh because I was walking in between so many gigs, and I was like, I don't want to get fucking fatter.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to keep trying to lose weight. And I just hit a point where I'm like, I'm fucking bored of it.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that's a boring thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird.
I realized I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, if I stopped doing this, and I wasn't drinking that much. Like, we'd have
Yeah.
had pints after shows and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was always
Aye.
like a bit of a novelty.
Yeah.
And then now it's come down for me. I don't really like the taste of it, of
Yeah.
any of it.
Even beer, Guinness, nothing.
I
Stout.
love Guinness.
Yeah, Guinness is good.
And that's what I miss the most.
But the 0-0
Right.
Guinnesses are nice, actually.
Gluten, mate.
Genuinely all right.
Oh, you can't have the gluten now.
I need gluten free.
Don't think.
I haven't
Did
seen-
they
I
not-
can't-
Did they not make that like fucking vegan or something a couple of years
I
ago?
vegan, but not gluten free.
Oh, really? It's different, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'll still stick a slice of bacon in it still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always did that.
Oh yeah,
you know, I always
he was
did that.
crazy for
I'd
not even cooked.
No, raw bacon.
Yeah. He's like, that's giving me a real bad hangover. I'm like, it's the bacon. It's the bacon. You wouldn't believe me. He doesn't have Crohn's. He just keeps eating raw meat. Thinks he's Japanese or something.
Yeah, because they put bacon in their Guinness.
Yeah, but I'm the same because I have a gluten thing. So if I drink Guinness, like
yeah.
Johnny Bo's wedding, we went to Fieldy's. We were drinking pint stout all day, and at about 8:30, the world fell out of my bottom.
Yeah.
And I haven't drank it since.
Yeah.
Just can't do it.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I
wonder,
love it too. Like it's fucking.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I would nearly suggest driving into Bangor and going for a pint of Guinness. And Fieldy's.
Really?
It's the nicest Guinness I've ever had in my life.
what they have a thing there where it's like a wee bit warmer.
It's 2 taps. So one of the taps is room temperature. So they give you, I think the Guinness is like normal cold Guinness, and then the second one for the head is like room
right,
temperature.
okay, they
But
top
it's
it up.
so
Wow.
thick and creamy when you put your mouth to it.
Yeah.
The lip mark is still in it
Oh,
at the
nice.
bottom of the glass.
Nice.
Dave says that.
But you shit your brains out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
It's,
do.
hard. It's just horrible, isn't it?
Dave lives in Bangor and says sometimes when he's walking the dog on a nice night, he'll stop in there for a pint, and it's a back bar. There's a back bar to it, and on the way home, he'll sit outside with the dog and have a pint of Guinness, and that to
Nice.
me sounds
That's
like
nice.
that's the
That's
way I
nice.
would like to
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
I'm the same as yourself now. I went on a bit of a health buzz in Edinburgh, right? Because I was eating fucking like a pig. I'm after losing a good bit.
Yeah.
About 8.5, 9 kilos or something like that.
I thought you were about to say stone for a second. I
Yeah,
was like,
no,
please let's
no.
see photos.
How big were you?
Yeah.
Because I was going I was in a bad kind. I was eating fucking every gig. I was eating before it and after it and fucking drinking.
And it's
I
all
was like,
food trucks.
oh
and-
shit, man! I was in a bad way. But I went on this health buzz. I did this limbo thing, which is like a little kind of it's what would you call it? Like a blood glucose monitor. This guy gave it to me. You put it in your arm,
Oh, yeah.
and it transmits to your phone, right? So it's like all about keeping your blood levels, glucose levels steady. So if you have a burger or something, this thing will just go off the chart.
Yeah.
Up off the chart and go down and crash, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you eating
Right,
here?
right.
You have
Yeah.
to track everything, and also basically kind of meant giving up a load of shit food and carbs. And I wonder, am I more susceptible? You know what I mean? I wonder, is the Guinness having a bigger effect on me because
That could be.
because
Yeah,
I'm
if you-
not there's not as much soakage or anything like that, and I'm just drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just not even used to it.
Yeah,
If
not
you've been
used to it,
healthy,
yeah.
Like, yeah, because I found that even
Jesus Christ.
like going off the drink for about 6 weeks. I just didn't drink at all.
Yeah.
And lost a bunch of weight. Didn't even do
Not
any
even
extra
trying to do
exercise and
anything.
just
Just
weight
the
was
extra
falling off me.
calories.
Yeah,
Full
yeah.
hairline came back.
Yeah, absolutely. It was black again. It was brilliant. And
You were there.
yeah, everything. That might be diabetes, but same thing. Like having a pint that night and then just being wrecked for
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
after.
And I used to love pints, man. I loved going drinking and after gigs and
Yeah.
you know.
The first time I ever drank, the first pint I had underage in a bar was Guinness, and me and Michael were out with our tech class in Belfast, White's Tavern. And,
Guinness, did you have a drop of blackcurrant in it for your first one?
No, but it
That
was.
was the thing.
I didn't know I liked it, but I wanted. You know, I was like the big man. I was like, this is what I would like to drink, and I'm trying to be inconspicuous, like 16, having a pint, and the barmaid poured it, obviously like 3/4 or whatever,
Yeah.
and then just let it sit there, and I was like, took it and was like, thank you, handed her a fiver, and started, and she was like, she knew, she was like, love,
God.
give me
come
that back. You have to wait for it.
Yeah.
And the first pint of it was disgusting,
Yeah.
but
you could live
quickly
for
I
it.
liked it. But
Yeah.
there must be a lot of people. 20% of people who drink Guinness must not like it. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people who it's for the look.
It's
you
for
know?
the ceremony.
Aye.
It's a kind of there's a thing to it, the 2-part pour and all that.
Yeah.
I remember Guinness was one of the first drinks I drank as well, and I used to drink in a pub with my dad, and then I made the mistake of trying to drink with my dad,
Yeah,
who is a seasoned Georgie Two Sups was his nickname. Pints of Guinness, that's gone.
yeah.
And I tried to stay pace with him.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I made that mistake once myself.
Yeah, Georgie
yeah.
Two Sups and Christy Brown is what we were known as. After that. I got carried home by him and my uncle. I got so drunk. I remember one time, you know, in between their shoulders,
Yeah.
Yeah.
couldn't walk. Like they dragged me home like that. My 2 feet dragging the whole way on the ground, and it was probably about 18, 19. They fucked me into the bed. Fell asleep, right? And this is awful now, but woke up and fucking pissed myself. So many hours later, and my mobile phone was in my pocket. So I'd like pissed my phone to death, basically. And I went down the stairs, and my mother, we just had the internet in the house. She had no laptop, and I was Googling fucking wet, pissy phones. How am I going to save this thing? And I had already set up her hairdryer against it. And then it was like, the first thing was like, do not use a hairdryer. It's going to blow all
blows
the
the piss
piss
around
into
it.
it.
Yeah.
And I was like, use a Hoover. So then I remember going and getting the Hoover. And it was one of those old phones, so I threw the Hoover up against it, and it sucked a couple of the buttons off it. And the buttons were just fucking rattling around inside my mother's Hoover. And then I was opening up the Hoover, and you get a smell of piss out of the Hoover. I was like,
Poor
you know,
Henry.
I was like going, oh God. Even back then, I was like, the following day, I'd have been like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm there, lads. I'm
Yeah.
out. And now I'm 4 pints in, and I'm like, nah, I
I
can't
can
do it
feel
anymore.
my first hangover. It was
Yeah,
after
yeah.
that night. It was after
Horrendous.
that night.
Yeah.
And it was maybe 2-3 days. KFC the next day
Yeah.
for breakfast.
You crave all that shit
Oh,
then.
yeah,
Get
it's
the
just
grease
fucking
and the
Salt,
sort
get the
of-
salt into you.
I had a friend who, as a hangover cure, he would drink a pint of orange cordial with salt in it.
Oh yeah, the fucking diuretics.
Great,
man.
like, yeah. I remember like one time going out, and it was the Armagh got into the All Ireland final,
Right?
right? And I know it's confusing because who the fuck? I don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
football or anything. But everybody was going to this pub in Lurgan, and I was 16, 17 maybe. And my dad was going with his mates. He doesn't watch football either. He just wanted to get out for a pint. And my mum was like, Doc, take him with you. All his friends are going, take him with you. So I'm not fucking going out, cunt. He's like, fucking take him. So got to the pub. My dad handed me 30 quid. And he just went, I don't want to see your fucking face the rest of this day. Right? I'm like, no problem. Fucking thank you. But I was watching him across the bar. So every time he got a pint, I got a pint. And I'm like trying to keep pace with him.
Right.
And there was a point where I was that drunk. I went, I cannot let my ma see me.
Yeah.
Right? So I just started walking home.
Yeah.
My ma drove past me to pick my dad up. And I was like, Then they all drove past me on the way home. I ever get to the front door of my house and I couldn't get the key in the door, and my mum opened the front door and she just went, "Paddy Bartlett, that child can't even fucking talk." It was a disaster.
Yeah. I drank with not drank with, but I saw my dad drunk once. My dad done drink, teetotal. But whenever I was about 13, there was some like party at the house, and he was and he had 1 pint of beer, 1 can of beer.
Yeah.
And he and I was
get
like,
drunk off that.
But he's a wee man as well. But I wanted my dad to drink.
Yeah.
I sort of like didn't like that
think
my
it was
dad
cool
didn't
or
drink.
something?
Yes, I thought he was a nerd because he didn't drink.
Yeah.
I was like, please, please
Come
drink.
on.
Do you line that for mum?
And then and then he when he was drunk, I was sitting in a different room watching TV.
Yeah.
And then he came in, he's sort of swaying a bit, and I was like, this is what I want. This is my dad.
Wow, that's
He started crying.
He started crying?
He started
Wow.
like giving me a hug, and
Oh
then
my God.
he was tears in his eyes, and I'm like, Daddy, please don't drink again. Please never drink again. It was the worst. I regretted not making him drink, but I regretted being like, I'd love him to drink so bad. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. He had tears in his eyes. And,
There's something cool about your parents. My parents would have been quite heavy drinkers, but like weekend, all my friends loved coming down from Dublin because my mum and dad would be up with them drinking, fucking singing till 6 in the morning. Like, you know, they were like, your fucking mum and dad are so class. But they would drink like, I mean, I have a story about my dad being the opposite. He'd drink so much he ran through our porch.
that was when we started gigging with you.
That was
maybe
early
like
days.
15 years ago.
Early days, yeah.
That was I remember just you always have that bit about someone, one bit of material about someone where you go,
Yeah.
please do it.
He ran through the porch.
I'd be
man.
like, please do it tonight. And then when
Fucking
you started that story, I
hammered.
would be like, this was
hammered. But my mother told a better version of that story. Actually, my mum knows what actually happened.
Right.
I kind of make it up a little bit, and he said whatever about he ripped himself to shreds. He really still has scars. He's fucking,
fucking
you know
hell.
what I mean, massive.
But wasn't it that he forgot that you had a conservatory?
Yeah, he forgot that we had a porch, or I mean, that's what the joke was. But he dropped my cousin home, and I live in a council estate, and he ran home then, and it was in the middle of the night. The hall door was open, the fucking porch was closed, and it was like tinted glass, and the hall light was on. So he just ran straight through, massive crash. And then my mother was like, the whole joke was like that he won't give up the alcohol for anything.
Yeah.
And the paramedics say to him, "Oh, you're lucky you're wearing jeans because they saved your legs." And he's like, "I better get a denim jacket." So, and that was the whole joke. But what my mother actually said happened to me, right? This is a genuine, because my mother heard me do this routine and she taught me her version of events. 'Cause I remember I was in bed as a kid. Remember the smashing of the porch and my dad in the hall. My neighbour came in and was like, "Go back upstairs." They called an ambulance. It was quite gruesome down there, you know. But my mother said so. My dad was dropping one of my cousins home, right? We were having a drink in their house. One of the cousins came over with us. And then he was like, "I don't want to stay." So my dad dropped him back again. And he came back and ran through the porch. But my mother was in the kitchen eating chips, right? They were all having chips, having a few chips. And she heard this massive crash, right? And she was like, "What the fuck?" But my dad just strolled into the kitchen and was like looking around. And she said now the blood was just fucking pouring out of him. And he sat, we have a little couch like this in the kitchen. He sat down. And I swear to God, he went, "You're not going to fucking believe this girl." And she was like, "What?" "Someone's after breaking your porch." "Some fuckers have to break in your porch." And he was just standing there like losing litres of blood. And they called the paramedics. And I was like, "Oh my God." Like, she said it was just how cool he is. Like, for weeks he was picking bits of glass out of him because it can't even actually be all picked up on the x-ray because it's fucking glass. You
Right.
can't actually see it all. He was like, fucking a month later, he was at his chest at stitches and he pulled out a big massive lump of glass and put it on the fucking fire. But she was just like, the way she tells it is even better. She was just casually like eating the chips, looking at him, and she was just looking at this fucking, "You're not going to believe this girl."
It's a different. There's a like. Cause you're how old are your parents?
My parents are they're just 60, 62 and 61 now, kind
roughly
of.
same age as mine.
Yeah.
Like, they're a different breed.
Different breed, man.
Fucking absolutely. Because my dad could, even now at 66, at 65, he could drink to 4 in the morning and you'd
Yeah.
wake up and he's a fry mate for you.
Singing,
Like, I don't know how the fuck
singing
you do
and
that.
having a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
time, and probably good they keep doing it, really, to be
Yeah.
honest. Do you know?
Got that Lemmy from
fuck me.
Motorhead thing. Don't stop drinking, you'll
Keep,
die.
keep them going, like, keep them going.
That's why when you said about, you're like, what's the point anymore? I'm like, Mick,
Oh, I'm not going to ever stop drinking. Like,
Yeah.
I just mean I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
Which has never happened before.
The opposite of an AA slogan.
Yeah.
I'm never going to stop drinking.
Yeah, I break into meetings and break them up.
Not AA.
You're the away end at AA meetings.
The way
Yeah, do you imagine that? The flip side of it. You just meet up to fucking drink next door.
just kicking 0% beers into people's hands. Fucking have a Coke.
Patting the coffee out of someone's hand.
The way like I would be on tour changes. I'm all about the early night.
Yeah.
Not even like one after the show. I would
know,
I would
yeah.
almost like to do that. I would like to sit with the support act and that kind of thing and have a drink after the show.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of it, but I can never be bothered when it comes around.
I'll do it after 1 or 2. So I might do it. I have a few friends coming to Vicar Street, so I might do it there. And my family like that, my mum and dad and all that, they'll come to the Everyman in Cork. Whatever Everyman they go to, I'd just have a drink with them afterwards.
Yeah.
But not too much, yeah.
So my problem is after big shows, my adrenaline's so fucking spiked.
That's
If
the problem,
I start
isn't it?
drinking, it's like,
Yeah.
go to bed.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to be here to 11 in the morning. Just
Yeah.
like that.
But I see as soon as the show's over, I have no adrenaline.
Don't you?
Oh, really?
0%. We did the live podcast and it was unbelievable. It was like, what a night. And I had a great time. But as soon as I stepped off stage, I was like, yeah.
Really, yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And it's been like that for a while. I think my adrenaline is so spread out during the day.
Yeah.
Like I'm never like pacing or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I feel the adrenaline on stage,
Yeah.
and then as soon as it's over, it's like there's none left.
I'd be quite relaxed all day now, and I get the opposite. I get a bit of a jump afterwards like
Yeah.
that. And if I do start drinking, it's when you're drinking when you're excited or giddy. This is the problem. That's the
Yeah,
mood.
yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
mood you're consuming the alcohol in, it's going to come out later on in the
Yeah.
night, and all of a sudden then you're being thrown out of a chipper or something.
Yeah.
What was the first what was the first gig you did where you were like, let's do something after? Like it was an occasion or a certain level of gig?
See, I've never really been into. I'm never into like let's all do something after, because then the whole day is people going, what time we're doing that? What time we're doing this?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm like, I
yeah.
have something
And
else to think about.
That is the hardest thing ever, man.
Yeah.
Fucking give away tickets to people even.
What time's the show?
What time's the show? What time are you on at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time
What-
will you be done at?
So what time
Because I got to get a bus.
Do I have time for food? You're like,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
a lot.
yeah. Where should I
Do
eat?
you fucking, you know what I mean? I seen that you were at a fucking Foo Fighters concert last year. Were you on to them?
Yeah.
Like asking them what time they're wrapping
Dave
up at, and what
Grohl's like,
time you're
mate,
going on.
you'd be
Here,
safe,
listen,
just
what
get a
time?
later bus.
Yeah. You feel like going, I can't plan your night out. I am your night out.
Yeah, yeah.
But we also would be the last people to know.
I know.
I don't know what time. Roughly, but I'm going to assume it's all door 7, show 8.
On the day, you kind of go,
But
you
I
kind of
don't
rock
know.
up at a rough time.
Yeah,
and
yeah. But people, it is a bit of entitlement, and it is the fact that people can just message you so easily.
Yeah.
Because like also at the end of the day, I always go, I'm not replying to any messages like that, and then someone goes, what time will show be over? I'm like, working it out, be like 9:40 roughly.
Yeah.
And then you worry about them, and then during the show, I'm like, is he going to make his bus?
Yeah.
I would be gutted
It's
if
not
if
your
so.
concern, like.
Yeah.
But
Mick,
up, yeah.
Are you going to do loads of Australia next year as well?
I think so. I think the minute the plan is do all the fringes, so do Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney. Just because I've always wanted to just go. I'm going to have a year where it's summer.
See that? I love that.
Do you know what I mean?
So they'll also
Um,
you're back here. It'll be good weather.
Yeah. And then tour here, and then I'll probably do Edinburgh again, and then get use Edinburgh to get a show ready.
Yeah, I
to
was
do a
going to
big show.
ask, you're going to be doing a new show on the other fringes as well, or is it the show you're
I'll just
touring
use
now?
that to start working things up, I reckon.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've got some new stuff already that I'm like, right, I can. But do you know when you've got a show that's sitting there
don't
and you
wanna
come up with some
fucking-
new stuff and you're
Yeah.
like, that's
Yeah.
better than this bit. And
yeah,
you start
yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
But
And then you get
Or do you carry it
confused
over to next
the following
year?
year? You're
Yeah.
going, I'd rather not put it in at all and just go, fuck
Aye.
it. Try and keep it.
yeah, but I think it tends to work out. I think I kind of look at hour-long shows now. They're always just evolving.
Yeah.
So there's never like I've never written one was like this is a show about this thing.
Yes.
It's just
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
like
yeah.
here's everything that's been going on the last wee while.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
terrible for naming it and then having
I
nothing
fucking
that,
can't do
that
it.
correlates
Yeah,
to me.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep it really vague from now.
Yeah.
Just like Shane Todd.
A pun on the name or something is always good.
Yeah,
Something vague.
I do a thing where if there's a joke that I know is going to be in it,
Yeah.
I just name it like after the joke
Oh,
or
yeah.
a line of the joke.
Yeah.
But sometimes it makes fuck all sense.
Yeah.
Because when you do radio interviews, that's what they go. The show's called Mummy. Can you
What's
tell us
all
a bit
that
about,
about?
you know, why
Yeah.
that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
made me name it in January. So
Yeah.
yeah.
If you had to move, say you had to move to Australia, right? For some reason, I don't know, you've been kicked out of the paramilitary. Where would you live?
I don't know.
What part of Australia? Like,
Yeah.
Because I kind of like the idea of living somewhere remote. I like the idea of being like
proper remote, like.
I would love to live in like somewhere where I can if like money was no object.
Yeah.
It was somewhere nice and all I need.
You have £500 million.
£500 million, right? I would buy a decent house, right? I'd fucking spruce it up. I'd have a diving board from the bed in that pool, but that's a different thing. And then I'd have just a massive field and a load of shotguns and beer cans.
Nice.
I'd just redneck it for the rest of my life. For the 5 years that I would live.
Like a ranch?
You're definitely one of them people that blow all the money. You know when they.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
You're on the news. You're on the.
I got a
you're
tax
in the front of
rebate,
the
a
sun.
sizable tax rebate 2 months ago. Gone.
Yeah.
Do you watch Yellowstone?
Not yet. I keep trying to start it, and then it's because I have a real problem. There's so many shows that I want to watch, and I go, I need to watch it all.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Yeah.
I can't watch.
I don't do 2 shows at
I hate
once.
starting something. I can't start something unless something else is finished.
Exactly. So I keep starting it and then going, oh, there's something else I wanted to.
But I
watch
like a
and-
ranch. I watch that and go, I want a ranch.
Yeah.
See, it's different in Australia, and the outback is a bit different. My wife's dad worked over there as a doctor and properly in Halls Creek, proper outback.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's an Aboriginal community, and it's just kind of a wild enough fucking place. So you talking about just a small bit out in the bush?
I would
Near
have
a
it just
city?
like near a city. Do you
Near
mean
a
just
city.
the right at
Yeah.
the like fucking
Yeah.
outskirts of the suburbs.
On the
Taxi.
outskirts of town.
Taxi
Yeah.
to the nightclub.
Yeah.
And were you, and
Limousine.
And
The
you
kind of
live-
car, like a nice car, but it's dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen Mickey's Mustang? He hasn't washed it.
Yeah. And you can see the city lights from where you live, but
Yeah.
way in the
Yeah.
distance.
Nice. Yeah.
And you sit in a rocking chair out the front with the shotgun like opened up.
Yeah, just
You know?
giving backpackers advice that makes no sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Couple
Someone's
of cans
like,
of VB.
yeah. Just somewhere we can get petrol. Oh, there hasn't been petrol in this town since the 40s. What the fuck? And I'm like, I don't know.
And Chris, if you had to live away from here, where would you live? I know you lived in London for a while, but I mean, like, money's no object.
Do you know what? I'd probably say
You
somewhere
got
like
£500 million.
Australia, man. Only for the biggest hang up with me in Australia, it's too far away from family here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Australia, we loved it. We were set to go back, like, we were set to go back there when I lived there in 2009. We were going to go back the following year. So I love the stuff. I love this pace of life over
Oh,
there,
man.
man.
And it's fucking so clean.
Even when it's clean, even when you have a full-time job. I was working as a Sparks at the time. It's just you're finished kind of relatively early. You start early. There's so much. You go to the beach. You go to the park. There's barbecues everywhere. There's always stuff
Yeah.
to do.
And it's like 4 people. As in,
yeah.
it feels like the cities are set up
Yeah.
for the residents, for the citizens.
Even like everything down to the cycle paths, man. They have everything thought
Yeah.
of. It's done really well, like,
And it's such a big melting pot of people as well. Like, you go, this is...
Culturally, it's class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
fucking great.
yeah.
But probably there, man. Just even I'm envious of people that get to raise their kids in Australia because it's a cool country. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
the bits I was in anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels safe. It's good. The
Yeah.
weather's nice. The beaches. So much on your doorstep, like,
Yeah.
I-
I'd probably, to be honest, when I think about it, really, I'd probably move to Perth because in Perth I'm not bad looking.
Right.
Sydney, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sydney, I've
yeah,
got my-
yeah.
Sydney's a bit more definitely materialistic and
Yeah.
kind of
Sydney,
People in Sydney are so good looking. I wear my t-shirt in the shower. Do you know what I mean?
it's a bit of a rat race as well, Sydney, a
Yeah.
tiny bit.
Sydney's a wee bit like LA,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
Whereas Melbourne's more like, I wouldn't say New
Kind of
York.
European-y
Not
kind
that-
of.
yeah.
yeah.
But I loved it. I can't wait to go back. I love it. And
Would
I'm
you
gonna
live
do-
there?
Huh?
Would you live there? Money was an option,
Um,
or where would you live?
Yeah, maybe there. I think America
America would be
feels
quite cool as well.
just feels a wee bit unsure though.
a bit dangerous,
you know.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess everywhere there'll be people
Yeah.
listening, watching this, going, "I live in Melbourne and it's dangerous," you know.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we're romanticising this one.
I don't know. I'd struggle to move away from here
Yeah.
if money was no object.
If money wasn't an option, to be fair, it would be, build what I want in Cork.
Yeah. I have a bit of that too. Like,
Yeah.
there's definitely times where I look at places around Lurgan and go,
a ranch in
everything's
Lurgan.
here.
I love you. You'd have a ranch in Lurgan.
Fucking right, I.
Ranch, yeah, like
Yeah, Yellowstone.
just outside,
Yeah.
just outside Lurgan.
Right. Call myself Kevin Cost Fuck All. Well, see that? Cost Fuck All, but.
in the dusty car.
Yeah,
that's,
but it's a Berlingo now.
right.
Do you mean?
Oh,
'Cause you don't
Central-
want to be too fucking...
Nah.
I got enough stick for that already. You can't fucking go...
I was in Craigavon last week. Let me say this: Craigavon's not a bad spot.
Something coming. Been to
Not a
Rushmere?
bad spot.
Rushmere's
Oh, I've been to
good.
Rushmere with you, but I mean the
Rushmere's-
town. That was the first time I've been in the town.
There's
Not
not
a bad
really a
spot.
town. There's a load of roundabouts and a couple of houses.
Well, there's a subway in one of the garages.
Is that the one before Rushmere?
Man, I'm talking. I was in the town, and then I was on my way out of the town, and there's a spar with it. You got the town, which feels quite uphill, and I went.
I don't know of a town in Craigavon.
Huh?
Like a town centre?
Yep.
Like there was a town,
Yep.
like Hollywood, like a main street and a war memorial and all in Craigavon. Are you sure you're in
There was a
Craigavon?
war memorial, but
It
there
was,
was
aye,
like
it's just not for the same
different
army.
war. It was
R.I.P. Sparky, he didn't do it.
in brackets. He
him
didn't
now.
shut up. So there is like a town. I was in it, and there's like a Poundland in the little and all that, and then there's 2 spars with subways in it because I was sat naving it. I didn't go all the way there for a subway. I was doing an audition.
You sure you weren't in Portadown? You were doing an audition in Craigavon?
Yep. Could have been in Portadown.
I think you were in Portadown.
I was in Portadown.
Aye, yeah.
Is there a subway in the spar there?
I'm sure there is. Aye. Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's Portadown. Well, to be honest with you, it's a no man's land. It's kind of
Right.
You could be forgiven for being confused.
Portadown, Lurgan,
Do you
Craigavon.
say there's a KFC?
I didn't say there was a
No.
KFC.
That's definitely Portadown.
Right.
But just up a wee bit, there's a spar with a subway.
See, now I'm thinking about it. It was Portadown.
Aye.
'Cause
But
that's
you're
where the
right
cycle
in.
goes.
You're just in Portadown, so you're alright. That's not your
Right,
fault.
right.
Yeah.
Because wasn't Craigavon built? I'm sure there's places down south like this. It was built as a city, as in.
So the idea
Man-made.
behind it was like it was supposed to be, it was supposed to be like Northern Ireland's like fucking future city.
Right.
Because we didn't have roundabouts here in the 70s. Because there was a whole thing that I remember because I went to school in Craigavon, they were still kind of bitter about it, that they built the Goodyear factory, and the idea was it would get workers from Belfast to come down, so they gave them all grants
Oh yeah.
to move down to
move.
Craigavon, and they all moved down, got their grant, and then went fucking back to Belfast.
Straight back.
Uh,
Fair play.
Sly.
yeah, sly as fuck, and big city folk.
Because they said they were going to bring all the factories there.
Right.
I think
all
there was
businesses.
DeLorean was going to be down there as well or something.
Right.
But yeah, because that's why like all the I think somebody told me at one point it wasn't quite finished. So the roundabouts are all numbered or letters, and that was part of the fact that halfway through building it, they went, "Oh, this isn't going to work." So then there's loads of houses, but you can go from like a really nice housing estate to just fields,
Yeah.
and then another housing. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there was something about that. That was supposed to
Rushmere
be-
something spot. Big shop.
That's a great
outside
shop.
with
Nice,
Nando's
is
in
it?
it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Nando's in it.
Can't beat a Nando's on the road.
Oh,
Love
Chris.
a Nando's, man.
Oh, Chris.
Do you know what?
Love a Nando's.
Australian Nando's is up its game since the last time I was there.
Really?
When I was over last
Melbourne,
year,
that Melbourne one was a disgrace.
it was a shit show.
Wouldn't darken the door of the place, Chris.
Really?
Yeah.
Was this in Australia? And how was it bad? Like,
No.
just
Just not a wide variety.
The
It was all
menu-
chicken.
right.
The menu is similar.
Gotta get a burger, no?
The menu's similar but different,
Right.
but only a wee bit different. But to the
Okay.
point where just keep it the same as it is here. Plus, you don't get greeted when you go in.
Okay. Right.
You normally hear they go in.
Just kinda-
Table for how many?
Have you
Table
been?
for
Have
two.
you been here before?
Aye.
Yep.
If I told you
Have
the time
been
I knew
to
I was
Nando's?
fat, when I went to Nando's and the girl didn't ask me if I'd been there before. So one look at me and went, he's been here a few times.
Yeah, it's. But is it a coincidence that I was there a few months ago, and now it's up to scheme?
That's probably what it is, Shane. You probably got your emails.
Andrew Ryan sent it.
Aye, I was
on my
gonna say.
behalf.
Yeah. Please send an email.
Andrew genuinely, like, we had Andrew on the podcast. We've had him on loads of times, and we're talking about flights, and he likes.
Yeah.
I know you know Andrew, but
Yeah.
he's always on the
He's
the ombudsman.
totally on it. Yeah.
We then fucked up our flights to London,
Hmm.
not our fault. And we're like, oh, we'll send it to Andrew to take care of it. He's like, on it.
Done.
And
Did he
I
get
had
it done?
I had a flight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a flight home from Edinburgh. I had to get one from Newcastle instead, straight on to him, and he loves it.
He loves it.
He
Yeah.
loves it.
I
Administration.
reckon he's cleaned up, made
Is
a
his
fortune with
middleman.
that air traffic control problem. Do you remember
He had a flight changed 4 times or something
Yeah.
like that, and I was like, he's the only man inside.
He knows
He's
his
loving
rights.
It.
Yeah, he
loves
loves it. Yeah.
It's just that's Christmas.
Yeah.
That's Christmas paid for. I'm shit with any travel that I do. If it gets disrupted, I'll never claim it.
I know, yeah.
I'm
Only
same.
I was in an airport one time. Flight was like 4 hours delayed, and a lady in the queue was like, "You can get €500 compensation. Make sure you get it."
wow.
And we got it. It was
Yeah.
amazing. Only for that, I wouldn't have fucking known at all.
Yep. So your tour goes into what, March?
At the moment, March, yeah. Hopefully, a little bit of April, I think. So kill it in May, definitely, because I won't be able to get another one out if I don't.
Yeah.
But, it's being added to all the time.
Brilliant.
And Waterfront is coming up. I feel like your Waterfront's been happening for 10 years.
We put it on sale pretty early. So the first one sold out on the 13th of October,
Class.
and then 17th of November is the second one.
Go do anything nice
Tickets
after?
are available. I don't know, because after the first one, I don't want to celebrate after the first one because I have another one to do.
Yeah.
And then after the second one, I'm sort of like, I feel like I'm tired. I feel like I'm going to be stressed the whole month.
There's a nice
yeah,
wee
yeah.
space in there with sofas and stuff. You know, that like
Yeah.
green room type bit, which is nice to just have people in for
Chilling
drinks.
out.
Yeah.
You don't have to go anywhere.
I
Waterfront
think like
is-
it's because I know like when McCann did his, he did that party in Lavery's and it was great.
yeah,
But if I was going drinking even after a big show like that, I want to have 3 people with me.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
not have to worry about too
Otherwise
much.
you're
And,
just splitting the conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't
Too
talk to anyone
noisy and-
properly.
Waterfront's great.
yeah,
It's so
it's
great.
It's an amazing venue. Like,
That's so 1 October, 1 November.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the gap in between.
nothing you can do. Yeah.
I know. Tickets are available for the second one.
Yep.
Put a link
We've
in
added tickets to the first one as well. So there's about maybe 100 or something left for that.
because they don't sell
Yeah, the side bits, is it?
the
Yeah.
side
Yeah,
bits
yeah.
right side with you almost profile with you, but they're on sale now.
Yeah.
Why do they not sell them normally? Just the
It's not great for stand up
yeah,
in terms of you're almost behind the comedian.
yeah.
I
You
think
can
they're
see your
great.
wee bum.
You see my wee arsenal. But they're great for music and stuff like that. But for the
Yeah.
stand up, it's there's no point.
Yeah. Where your tickets are on Ticketmaster.
Yeah, Waterfront, Shine.net.
website.
Yeah.
In the description. Your first Mandela sold out. When's the second one?
Yeah, the second one is in February. I can't remember it.
That doesn't matter.
16th or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, and that's on sale on my website as well, chriskenncomedy.com. So
Yeah.
should get
I have a
Mickey-
website called MickyBartlettComedy.com and I haven't put anything on it.
really,
It's just a really old photo of me saying stuff coming soon. You get onto that old Wix or something.
just Google it.
Squarespace. Okay, boys, thank you very much for coming on. I
Thank you.
appreciate it as always.
This was a lovely wee chat, wasn't it?
I
nice,
hear-
yeah.
Let's go for lunch.
Yeah,
Oh, aye.
why not?
We'll go for lunch.
Oh, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.